In today's episode, I road trip up the Southern California coast.
I feel like I'm in Hawaii.
I stop at two very haunted places, La Purisima Mission and King Gillette Ranch.
This is the creepiest room I've been in so far.
And then camp at two of the most beautiful campsites that I've stayed at to date. Along the way, I may or may not have had a ghost encounter. I stop and get some donuts.
Oh my god, it's so good!
And then I come inches away from sliding down a mountain.
Can you fit?
Am I being a little bit dramatic? Maybe.
That was scary. I'm never doing that alone again.
If you're new here, hi, I'm Sydney, and I've been living and traveling America in my SUV for a year. I kicked this episode off entering King Gillette Ranch.
This place looks kind of creepy. Hello. I am about to straighten my hair in this parking lot. I'm currently at King Gillette Ranch, just north of LA. I just made it through LA, which was not very fun. I stayed at my cousin's place and his wife's place for a couple days. It was so much fun. It was nice to just chill and get out of my car for a bit and be spoiled by them. But I made it to this place here and I was going to explore the mansion because I thought it was open and I wanted to do like a little ghost hunt. Because apparently this place is haunted. Apparently King Gillette Ranch is only open if you want to like bird watch and whatever, which I don't feel like doing that. Also, you know those Gillette razors? Well, this is the man's ranch who made those. Anybody who's watching me right now is probably like, what the heck is that freak doing? But I'm going to continue up the coast and I'm camping right outside of Santa Barbara tonight. Look, okay? Okay. So pretty. I have never been north of LA, and this was certainly not what I was expecting at all. This is gorgeous.
On my way up the coast, I stopped at the world's largest Torrey pine tree. It's 130 years old, 126 feet tall, has a 130-foot branch spread, and more than a 20-foot circumference. It is the largest known example of a Torrey pine tree. It was planted in 1888 as part of a contest to see who could grow the largest Torrey pine tree. In 2005, the tree was almost chopped down to make room for residential and commercial development. Luckily, the townsfolk said no. I'm gonna go get in and out, and then I'm going to go find a campsite. Look how long the drive-through line is. I got my yum-yums, and I'm gonna chow and listen to my favorite podcast, so TTYO.
This is a little, where's the jar? Yeah, 18-hour international flight.
Alright, I am on my way to camp. It's about 20 minutes away. I'm camping up in those mountains up there. You guys have to see this view. I know I say this a lot. This might be the most beautiful campsite I've ever camped at, but it actually might be. This campsite might take the cake for any campsite I've ever been at. You have the beach right there. You have a lake right there somewhere. And you have these beautiful mountains right there. Like, what the? put on PJs as they are a tad more comfy than jeans. I'm gonna throw some socks on and then I will be warm because it is actually chilly up here. I also somehow have to get in 10,000, well I don't really have to do 10,000 steps, but my new goal is 10,000 steps a day. And I don't know how I'm gonna get remotely close to that on this forest road here. The forest road is actually paved here and there seems to be a decent amount of traffic on it, so I feel not very safe walking on that, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I currently have 1,408 steps, so if I can just increase that by 1,000 or 2 or 3, I'll be happy. I got 5,260 steps at least. I've honestly kind of just been working out for the last 2 hours. I walked for almost an hour and now I've been doing squats and stuff. But I'm going to try to do a back bend. It's not gonna be pretty, but I'm gonna try it. Oh my gosh, I actually did it. Oh my gosh. I need to actually start doing that more often. I'm just going to use my In-N-Out card. Okay, this is what it looks like. It's scenic. Very underwhelming, but I did put a lot of water in it, so maybe that's why. I also was expecting it to taste literally like chocolate milk, so my expectations were unrealistic and very high. I feel like I'm in Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii though. The scenicness made me kind of want to take pictures, so that's what I'm gonna do. It is cold out here, but you know, I'm sacrificing myself for the pictures and they turned out really good. Time for me to go crawl in my little cave. It's so cold out there. Wow, so exciting. Guys, oh, there was a bunny. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Okay. Sit there, will ya? Today, the goal is to make it to San Luis Obispo and camp there. But there's a couple things that I want to do on the way. So, first thing is going to a little cute town called Solvang. And then going to La Purisima Mission, which is haunted and has been on an episode of Ghost Adventures. And then get donuts in San Luis Obispo, and then go find camp. I think today is going to be very fun. Look at all that nice bird poop. I have about 30 minutes to go to our first destination. There's no way there's somebody from Virginia in front of me right now. I swear, it looks exactly like the Virginia plate from here. Okay, I can confirm they are from Virginia. Isn't that so funny? Wish this truck wasn't in my way. Okay, I'm gonna go find parking. I think I'm just gonna walk around and see what I can find. It's just a cute little German town. That was fun. I'm gonna go to La Purisima Mission now. Apparently, La Purisima Mission is really haunted. These are my protein bars from Trader Joe's. There's ostriches down there! Oh no, there's a bus coming. No, that means there's gonna be a lot of kids here.
I just want to start this out by saying that La Purisima Mission was featured on an episode of Ghost Adventures during season 2, episode 3. And my little brother and I used to watch this show religiously back in the day. So I ended up FaceTiming him to see if he could guess where I was.
We've literally watched this episode together.
Yeah, we've watched like 100 episodes. I don't remember.
Come on. La Puri. It's
Here. Maybe I'll recognize it if you go reenact some scenes.
okay. I know exactly where to go. It's La Purisima Mission. They went inside like the holy rooms and the chapel and stuff. Come on, you know this episode.
Oh, La Purisima.
Yeah. Do you remember it?
I mean, I still don't really. I'm not sure if I recognize this one. Wow, this is an early episode. This is back before Zach had any facial hair.
Okay, anyways. Before I deep dive into the history of La Purisima Mission, I think it's important to understand the mission system and how it was built. The California missions began in the late 18th century as an effort to convert Native Americans to Catholicism to expand European territory.
Look, they have a cute little nun garden.
Spain had acquired California territory in 1542, but Spaniards didn't occupy the land until the late 1700s. Franciscan priest Father Junipero Cerro founded the first mission in 1769. 21 missions were built from 1769 to 1833 from San Diego to San Francisco, all within a day's journey from each other. La Purisima Mission was the 11th mission, built in 1787.
Are there any ghosts in here? If I pretend to preach, do you think I'll attract the ghosts?
The missionaries saw their role as bringing religion to the Americas. The Spanish government used the mission system as a method to colonize its empire. The missions were to turn Native Americans into colonial citizens by converting them to Catholicism and by teaching them the Spanish language, methods of farming and ranching, and a variety of craft skills. Padres, or religious leaders, oversaw each mission and were assigned 6 soldiers to protect them and the mission.
Should I open this? I feel like I just cursed myself by accident.
Each mission was to remain under church rule for 10 years, and then the land was to be turned over to the people of the missions. The goal was never reached, even though the church operated some of the missions for up to 130 years. Many Native Americans died before they could assimilate into Spanish society.
Wow, look at this.
La Purisima Mission was founded on December 7, 1787 by Furman Lowson, 1 mile south of present-day Lompoc.
I don't know how you get up there.
Wait, look at it. That's the shot. You're right where their camera was.
Oh my gosh, really? So you're saying I'm right where Zach was filming? Like the cameras?
Yeah.
Look at this though, this is beautiful.
By 1803, the mission Indian population had increased to 1,436 Chumash people.
Ghosts, are you in here?
There were also over 3,000 cattle, 5,000 sheep, 300 horses, and nearly 40 mules.
Does that just not look haunted?
However, the mission was destroyed in 1812 by the 7.2 magnitude Ventura earthquake.
I guess this was the living room.
The mission was moved 4 miles away on April 23, 1813 to where it sits today.
This place is a maze.
At La Purisima Mission, the Chumash people were subjected to forced labor, disease, and cultural suppression. They were effectively treated as slaves, and many died from diseases such as smallpox and grueling work on the land. The prohibition of native languages and traditional practices also contributed to the loss of their cultural identity. After Mexico had won the Mexican War of Independence in 1823, Spanish funding ceased for the soldiers at the missions. At nearby Mission Santa Ynez, a soldier released his frustration on an innocent Chumash boy. This began the Chumash Revolt of 1824, and it spread to La Purisima Mission. At La Purisima, the Chumash people took over the mission for 1 month until more soldiers arrived. The Chumash lost their hold, and many were killed or punished harshly. The mission was secularized in 1834 and fell into decay until the 1930s, when it was reconstructed by the Civilian Conservation Corps. The restored mission is now part of a state historic park, but many say spirits from its troubled past never left.
So I found this room called the Cuartel, and I think it is the soldiers, or the barracks. Yeah.
La Purisima saw suffering from all angles: indigenous enslavement, violent rebellion, disease, and death. The emotional trauma is thought to linger, especially since so many people died under unjust circumstances, so it's no surprise that La Purisima is considered the most haunted mission. Visitors have reported screams, disembodied voices, and feelings of dread near a tree where public executions allegedly took place during the revolt.
I didn't know this was here. I was passing it looking at my phone, and the doors swayed a little bit. They moved. I thought somebody was about to come out, and nobody came out, so I was like, oh.
A tall figure in a black robe is often seen walking the corridors and vanishing through walls. Some say he's a Franciscan friar who died during the smallpox outbreak. The mission's bells sometimes ring by themselves, especially at night when no one is near them. Cold spots, footsteps, and ghostly whispers are common in the old barracks. Some say they hear the rattling of chains or see shadowy figures pacing. Laughter, crying, and even giggles have been reported in the old infirmary and dormitory areas where many children died from disease.
This is the creepiest room I've been in so far. I found the confession booth. Those kids were screaming, "Don't go in there, it's haunted!" And then their parents were like, "You're not the only people here, calm down." Something about this place is kind of off.
The missions left a permanent impact on the Californias. The negative and positive results are evident in all areas of our society. Regardless of the intent of the missionaries, the results were devastating to the Native Americans. Their populations declined drastically, and the survivors lost a great deal of their culture.
I'm gonna go run and get gas really quickly, and then I'll be on my way to donuts. For any of you space geeks out there, I'm literally passing through the Vandenberg Space Force base. So somewhere in here is where they launched the rockets off. There it is, Vandenberg Space Force Base. How cool. This town is so cute. That's just the view. Look at these trees. There it is. I'm so excited. I didn't get anything like crazy because I wanted to make sure that I would like it. So I got like basic stuff, but ooh, I'm excited. This one is the most exotic one. It's a snickerdoodle cupcake donut. This is definitely the best day ever. Okay, I'm gonna try the snickerdoodle one. Oh my god. That is so good. Now I wish I got more exotic ones, because this is really the only exotic one that I got. Oh my god, it's so good! Dang, I should have got more of those snickerdoodle ones. I'm going to head to camp. It's about 23 minutes away. This is gorgeous. Gotta straddle this crack in there. I heard there is one really bad part of the road, so I'm not looking forward to that. This is the most insane place I've ever been. How is this real? Considering I almost broke my car in half back there, coming up that mountain right there, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but there's a bunch of ruts in it, and my car completely bottomed out. And I thought I was going to see a bunch of fuel and liquids leaking from underneath my car. I just put you on my hood, so hopefully you stay on.
I know the GoPro can't do it justice, but this road was so skinny and it was so steep, and coming face to face with a U-Haul up here was the last thing that I expected. We were able to pass each other, but we had to do like a little dance.
Can you fit? No, you're not.
I pulled up and then he pulled up and then we were able to squeeze by each other. But yeah, I was just inches from falling off of that cliff.
This is the most beautiful place I've ever camped, but this is the scariest place I've ever camped. That was scary. I'm never doing that alone again. I can't believe I'm camping here. I can't believe I just drove all the way up here. I can't believe this is real. I hear a train. I don't know why I'm whispering. I hear a train. So I think I'm gonna go on a walk. I'm all ready for my walk, so I'm gonna aim for 10,000 steps. I'm at almost 4,000, so we'll see if I get there. Unbelievable. I almost stepped on that lizard guy with the longest tail I've ever seen on a lizard that size. Hello, guy. Do you guys see the tower right there? I camped all the way on the other side of the tower, so that's how far I have to go. I have nearly 8,500. I can see my car. I'm just gonna chill for the rest of the day and be boring, so I'm going to wrap this video up here. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.